free hats. If you haven't had a chance to take a free hat, go for it. Just as an introduction, this is a history class, history perspective class with a performance element to it, and that's what you're going to see tonight. Rock and roll is defined as a genre of music that originated in the United States in the 1950s as a combination of rhythm and blues, country and western, and pop music. Flavored also with folk, jazz, and gospel influences, rock and roll has evolved to new heights and is recognized around the world as an American creation. One of the founders of rock and roll was Bill Haley. His band, Bill Haley and the Comets, popularized their music with their hit song, Rock Around the Clock, which was featured in the movie Blackboard Jungle. Haley got his first job at the age of 13 playing and entertaining at an auction for $1 per night and went on to have a very successful career. He paved the way for rock and roll musicians along with others such as Chuck Berry, Elvis Presley, and Little Richard. Chuck Berry was a guitar player, singer, and songwriter who's considered one of the pioneers of rock and roll. He greatly influenced the lead guitar riffs in rock, and at the time was one of the best. He is known for bringing the rhythm and blues style to rock, with solos and showmanship, including his famous duck walk. He had many successful hits such as Roll Over Beethoven, Rock and Roll Music, and Johnny Be Good. Tonight we will open our concert with the song that started it all, Rock Around the Clock, and that will be followed by Chuck Berry's hit, Maybelline.
1, 2, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, rock. 5, 6, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, rock. 9, 10, 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, rock. We're gonna rock around the clock tonight. Move to that back zone. Enjoy the clock. We're gonna have some fun when the clock strikes 1. We're gonna rock around the clock tonight. We're gonna rock, 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 rock daylight. We're gonna rock around the clock tonight. When the clock strikes 2, a 3 and 4, if the dance slows down, we'll yell for more. We're gonna rock around the clock tonight. We're gonna rock, rock.
The 60s. Fun, fun, fun. The 1960s was a time of political unrest, the assassination of John F. Kennedy, the Vietnam War, and the rampant use of drugs. The new style of music, known as surf music, was made popular in the United States by the Beach Boys. They used new effects such as overdubbing and echo effects. The music was about fun, cars, and girls. The carefree lifestyle of the West Coast teen. Ryan Wilson's creative skills and musical inventiveness could only be matched by those of the Beatles. We will perform the Beach Boys single, Fun, 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 which peaked at number 5 on the Billboard chart in 1964.
The British invasion was led by the Beatles and later the Rolling Stones. When the Beatles left the UK, they left with an estimated 4,000 fans. Both groups influenced the American youth with their social message, popular culture style, and musical creativity. The album Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band was the first concept album where one musical theme was carried out over all the songs on the album. The album used uncommon instruments like harpsichord, sitar, and tabla. The Beatles promoted a good boy image, and the Stones ran with the bad boy image. Both were a hit in the American audience. The song Let It Be was released in March 1970 on the Let It Be album after McCartney had announced he was leaving the band. John Lennon then was given credit for the song. Let It Be is on the top 10 list of the all-time Beatles songs.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Beatles.
Whispering words of wisdom, let it be. style was another genre of music that was popular during the 1960s. Folk singers and songwriters were focused on the message in the lyrics and kept the musical accompaniment simple. Instruments were acoustic and commercialism was avoided. Many songs became national anthems for the folkies, such as Bob Dylan's Blowing in the Wind. Although less noted, Dylan and the Byrds are both given credit for propelling the folk rock movement. Other artists of the era included Janis Joplin, Peter, Paul and Mary, and the Grateful Dead. Dancing in the Street was originally done by Martha and the Vandellas of Motown fame in 1964 and was covered by the Mamas and the Papas in 1967 at the Monterey Pop Festival as their final song. Dancing in the Streets has also been covered by Phil Collins and Van Halen. David Bowie and Mick Jagger covered the songs as a duo for the Live Aid charity movement in 1985. The song's infectious melody and fun message have continued to make it a classic.
Motown. Motown was originally a record label company founded by Berry Gordy, Jr. of Motown Record Corporation in Detroit, Michigan, USA on April 14, 1960. Motown means motor and town, and it's also a nickname for Detroit. It was the first record label owned by an African American, and its artists were prominently African American as well. Motown artists included Diana Ross and the Supremes, Stevie Wonder, the Jackson 5, the Temptations, and of course, Aretha Franklin, aka the Queen of Soul, where her most famous song, Respect, made #1 on the R&B singles chart in 1967. Motown made inroads into the popular music charts as well. Many of Gordy's family members, including his father, Barry Sr., brothers Robert and George, and his sister Esther, were eventually given key roles in the company. By the middle of the decade, Gwen and Anna Gordy had joined the label in administrative positions as well. Motown had moved their offices to different cities such as New York City and Los Angeles. And with them, new artists such as Martha Reeves, the Four Tops, Gladys Knight and the Pips, and Motown's Funk Brothers Studio Band. The basic objective was to branch out into the motion picture industry. Motown producers believe in the KISS principle. Keep it simple, stupid. Motown sound typically used tambourines to accent the backbeat, electric bass guitar lines, melodic chord structures, and a call and response type singing style that was originated in gospel music. Pop production techniques such as the use of orchestral string sections, charted horn sections, and carefully arranged background vocals were also used. Complex arrangements and elaborate vocal riffs were avoided. Motown is also characterized by the precision choreography, coordinated outfits, and deep, rich vocal harmonies. Put your hands together and show a little respect.
I'd like to take a minute to introduce the band. Over here on guitar we have Dylan White. Back on the drums we have Alex Donka. Also on the drums, Griffin Kutcher. Back here on the guitar we have Kyle Ainsley and Dakota Paul. Miss Nelson's on the saxophone. Devin Lesser is on the tambourine. And I'm Kayla Ray and I'm on vocals. Yeah, ROA-Free Hats.
Like, a new decade has began, and Hendrix is all dead and stuff. And now the 60s are like, well, no more fun in the sun or letting it be. It's time to get all heavy and dark and intense. Make the guitarist scream in angst with distortion and sing of death, man. Rock and roll and heavy metal. And also don't forget disco shoes, pop music, and dance craze in the 70s. Alright. Groups such as Led Zeppelin, Black Sabbath, Alice Cooper, and the Blue Oyster Cult brought to the stage a heavy, guitar-oriented sound and somber lyrics. With lively stage antics, outrageous costumes, and explicit lyrics, rock and roll now turned into hard rock. With louder equipment, stadiums began to burst the brim with these bands and more broad a new style of rock in the world. We will be featuring the sounds of the Blue Oyster Cult and their hit single, Don't Fear the Reaper. Yeah, man.
1970s was the decade of rock ballads, big hair, leg warmers, and sassy attitudes. The 1980s was the decade of the transformation of television. MTV was launched in 1981. Through this type of media, music formed a new look and new fashion for viewers at home. The first video to be shown was Video Killed the Radio Star, and Michael Jackson's Thriller video became one of the biggest shown on MTV. Video games came into bloom with the 1980 game Pac-Man. Fashion included teased hair, ripped jeans, jean jackets, aviator jackets, and neon clothing. Big hair was a must, and heavy metal bands became a great influence. Some of the big hair bands included Aerosmith, Kiss, Foreigner, Def Leppard, and Poison, as well as Miss Nelson's favorite, Journey. The 1980s was also found more female artists than any other previous decade. One of the most remarkable comebacks was in 1984. At age 45, Tina Turner hit the scene with several number of songs. Other 80s female rockers included Cyndi Lauper, Madonna, and Pat Benatar. Pat Benatar was a classically trained singer with strong vocals that placed her in the mainstream rock, where she produced the top 10 hit, Hit Me With Your Best Shot. Grunge is a subgenre of alternative rock that emerged during the 1980s in Seattle, Washington. Grunge is practically stripped down compared to other forms of rock music, much like folk was in the 1960s. Most of the original rock can be heard in this style. Grunge tends to have a funky feel with simple chord progressions and dark lyrics which imitates those established by the earlier punk bands of the 70s. Rap is a genre of music closely related to hip-hop. It originated in the city streets of New York, Los Angeles, and Philadelphia. This form of lyric and beatbox rose during the 1980s. DJs added record manipulation and other unique techniques which colored the rap and turned it into hip-hop. With the new art form also came a new form of dance. Rap has another offshoot in its form called gangster rap. It depicts life on the streets as seen through the eyes of the performers and has an underlining tone of anger. Most albums now have parental warnings for their content. Alternative music is within the subgenres of hardcore punk, heavy metal, and indie rock. It is usually characterized by distorted electric guitars, which developed during the 70s. Its lyrics address social concerns and issues. The guitars use strong power chords and fast strum patterns. The lead riffs are different and unique to each band's style. The alternative rock song we'll be performing tonight is Say It Ain't So by the oh-so-famous band Weezer.
You guys don't mind if I take off my shirt, right?
Take it off!
This one too? Okay, maybe the next song.
Oh yeah. I'll just close my eyes. Flip on me, telly, rest on me, chill me. Something is running behind on my back. The bottle is ready.
kidding. The modern music industry is dominated by pop artists and rappers. Most pop songs have rap in them because rap is so popular. Rap is defined as poetry over a rhythmic beat. The new millennium of music brought along a new era of rock music. Modern rock, also known as alternative rock, has become a very successful genre. Modern rock artists strive to make a new sounding music. Modern rock got its name because it sounded completely different from classic rock. It's derived from the late 1970s and 1980s punk music. Alternative rock stations started in the 1980s, but they didn't ever go mainstream. Now there are a lot of modern rock stations that are very commercially successful. We chose a modern rock song that was released in 2006 by a group called Matchbook Romance. The song is called Monsters.
We couldn't make this possible without wonderful sound equipment, and I'd like to thank Jim Ferrari for all his expertise in helping us out in that regard. Thank you very much. I'd also like to thank Griffin Pritchard, who's helped us out the last couple of years and came all the way up from Portland and has loaned his equipment and just his musical skills and talent. So we want to show appreciation to Griffin as well. Thank you. If any of you are musicians, you understand the degree of time that's put in, and it's a lot. And so I'd like to thank the parents too that provide the guitars and the strings and all of that, and the earplugs, I'm sure, at times. So I give the parents a round of applause for supporting them in their cause as well. Thank you. I hope you enjoyed tonight's concert. I really appreciate, we all appreciate you being here, and hopefully we'll see you next year. Thank you very much.